Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We have another GPG Seton's cast. I didn't find a good replay on FAF, so I just took this one. This is from the very late stages of GPG, and we will start with my introduction. We have Syndicalist, a Seraphim on front. He's very good. I think he played front in the last cast also. Going with the factory and one pigeon, one mass. We have MisterWHITE on rock on his strongest spot. He's playing Siren for the South team. We have Mize on air. I think he was very good on air back then. And we have another classic Seton's player. This is mechfly. So actually those people together have probably like 20,000 Seton's games. So this is a really as classic as it can get in terms of team composition. Up front we have another classic here, Tinox Smasher 3000. He's actually very good, and he was especially good on front and air. And I think he will put Syndicalist in all kinds of trouble. Here we have Kaboomer, or Cap. He's very good also. I would give a slight advantage to mechfly here, but we will see what comes up. He's Siren. We have another Siren here. This is Carlos or Carlitos. He is very good. I think he was very good back then. Sadly, he doesn't play that often anymore. I don't know what happened. He used to play in almost every game there was, and then suddenly he quit. However, I would give a slight advantage to MisterWHITE here. And we have another classic here, Amberg 711. I think he was back then, he was really good on air. So also this is a classic matchup, Amberg against Mize. We have mechfly versus Kaboomer, Syndicalist against Tinox Smasher, and White against Carlitos. So this is probably in terms of nostalgic, it is well, a lot of those guys have probably spent thousands of hours together playing this game. So let's see what's gonna happen. Smasher's going with his classic PD build up front, while one engineer is reclaiming. Syndicalist also bringing an engineer, going for the shipwreck. Smasher now using the engineer to get his PD up faster. This will force Syndicalist to move his commander sooner or later. Don't know if Smasher sees the engineer. He does. He should definitely kill the engineer, although I think Syndicalist is running a bit too quick here. He could have taken... Well, anyway, he can still reclaim the wreck, and now Smasher kills off the engineer. So he's basically secured all this mess. Smasher should definitely reclaim here. Syndicalist is still on 8k, so yeah. So let's have a look here at 357. MisterWHITE arrives on the island with just 2 engineers, and it seems like he has another couple of engineers loaded, which he's gonna drop somewhere else. Looks like Kaboomer has decided not to go for his island that early, although we see a transport now. And this is good stuff from Kaboomer, because if he will kill this engineer, which it seems he does, maybe mechfly tries to dodge. He tries to dodge, and he does so successfully. Very nice job here by mechfly. Because if this engineer dies, this will get close. We see an interceptor killing off the other interceptor. Will he be able to dodge again? And yes, he does. So No, this was close, as close as it could get. Since this hero engineer survived 2 bombing attempts, he's still there and getting up this factory. So, very good job here by mechfly. Kaboomer really needs to spread his engineers. I showed this in a lot of my replays, and now it finally happens, because he didn't spread the engineers. A very nice bomber from mechfly took out all 3 engines in the first pass, which means Kaboomer needs to load another couple of engineers here. I missed where MisterWHITE dropped his engineers. I do not see. They were probably dropped off here trying to get a PD, but a smasher paid attention, it seems. It looked like Syndicalist ran around the PD, although I think Smasher got a huge advantage in terms of reclaim. And he's also on top score, actually just changed at 6 minutes, so he really kept a lot of mass for himself and planning a huge spam. Syndicalist is trying to upgrade 2 other mass extractors to Tech 2. Actually, it seems like Syndicalist has numbers here, so Smasher might... No, I don't think he is in trouble, but he definitely needs to move his reinforcements in. We see a bomber by MisterWHITE, and an engineer trying to get a radar up. Oh, I missed this, but it looks like Kaboomer finally got his island. Mize and Hamburg seem to be pretty even in terms of score. Kaboomer has a slight advantage over mechfly, but actually all people are pretty close. Since there is not a lot happening, I think I will just have a look at the front. I'll keep an eye on the front. Syndicalist on 4k, Smasher on 6.5k. So we still see a bomber here. We still see a bomber. The bomber got killed. Actually, there's not a lot going to happen at the moment, so I'm gonna speed it up. We see the first navies being built. We see navies planned here. We see 1 naval factory spamming out a sub. We see the same over here, so but there is not a lot going on now. Hamburg has not done his res yet. He doesn't have a single pigeon yet. He goes with his classic 6 pigeon build. I don't agree with that. I think this one is much better, but it works for him. So and now we see actually Smasher having a huge spam, and actually I think this is 5, 6, 7, 8. This is like 12 factories against only 6 for Syndicalist. So if Smasher can afford to, he's just in a very slight mass negative. If he can afford it, he will definitely have a huge advantage rather quick. We now see a nice drop here by Mize. We see a little airfight. We see a drop from Smasher. However, it got spotted, but it might still drop. Yes, it does drop. So this makes, if he focuses fire, he shouldn't run in here, but of course his attention is elsewhere, I think. Oh, actually it killed off the PD, but it dies to an Ishava. We see another drop, this time for the left max. It looks like Syndicalist is trying to turtle in. So this, once you get this fortification up or a bit stronger, actually the Tech 1 spam from Smasher will be rather useless. Smasher getting an upgrade, he already has Tech 2, now he has the missile launcher, and this is what he's always like to do. Looks like the drops were not really successful. Amberg seems to have early air advantage. He has 8 ASF, and let's have a look at Mize. He has no ASF here at 12:30, at 12:50. He just starts to spam now. He is almost done with the second res. He should definitely control K those pigeons or reclaim them. He should remove his commander before, so he doesn't take any damage from the explosion. It looks like Smasher tried to do the annoyance move, but he might actually be in some trouble here with the destroyer. He should definitely send all those artilleries on water now, so he doesn't get hit by the destroyer anymore. Does Syndicalist have a tactical missile defense? Yes, he does. However, this max is unprotected, but it's just a Tech 1 max, so we see Navy from Kalitos shooting at front. This is Tech 2 Navy. We do not see Tech 2 Navy from MisterWHITE yet, so it looks like an early naval advantage for Kalitos. Smasher is retreating his forces. We see torpedo bombers from Mize. Not the perfect angle, but no, they just did a little damage. And I think Mize should not do that this early, because he is a tough opponent and he should try to keep air control. We see nice stuff here by Amberg. He's trying to get a Tech 4 up. Looks like Kaboomer is dropped off some engineers and is now getting them back. We see Smasher realize the Tech 1 spam will not do him any good. He control K's those and gets some nice reclaim for it. Looks like Syndicalist has actually overtaken Smasher in terms of score. We see no sub power, we see actually no build power on those factories. On the other hand, we see a huge build power on the Tech 2 Navy. So Kaboomer really needs to get a couple of Tech 2 ships up. He is planning to do so now. Of course, he's already 3 destroyers behind and a lot of subs, so this might be trouble for Kaboomer. Of course, this is nice. He's transporting the engineers so they don't have to walk all the way. Looks like White is trying to do some sneaky stuff with the stealth subs. Syndicalist is getting an upgrade. This might be Tech 3. I think it's the left arm again. Mize and Amberg are still pretty even. Kalitos and White, actually Kalitos is slightly ahead of MisterWHITE, which is rather surprising, because I think White was really on his peak at that time. Kalitos was really good also. We see now the sneaky subs joining the party, but of course if there is a destroyer in this area, which isn't, Kalitos is building cruisers. Those subs could really get a nice cruiser kill here. Now he's changing to torp launchers, which will put an end to those subs. I think White should remove them real quick, and he does so. We see a nice cruiser placement here by mechfly, killing off all those maxes. And at this very moment, Kaboomer really has no chance of killing this cruiser, other than by air. He He's getting Tech 2 air now. I don't like this cruiser. You want... now we have a shield boat. Stealth boat. He needs destroyers. Nothing else. It would be a smart move from Amberg to get one Tech 3 torp and just kill off this cruiser. It does more damage than it's supposed to do. This is a huge loss, and it's just one cruiser. It would have been actually... Amberg should have had this ahead of time. Now we see the first real navy encounter. We see a couple of destroyers here. We see no destroyers from MisterWHITE, and those subs will lose to the destroyers badly. Of course, White doing some good stuff here and killing off the cruisers. Actually, it's with those colors so similar, it's hard to tell how many frigates each player has, but it definitely looks like Kalitos will win this naval fight. On the other hand, Smasher is losing Maxes. This is the second cruiser that should have been dead. Amberg should have really killed that already. Don't know why he doesn't do it. I mean, Smasher is losing 4 surrounded Tech 2 Maxes for really no reason. What happened to the GC? Oh, actually the GC is going in. Smasher should have sent those forces with it. It's always nice if there has to be... now the GC kills off everything. Syndicalist is doing nice stuff here. He has to go away now. Of course they have a GC of their own, and whoever controlled this, if they see it, Smasher does. If they see it, and yes they do, he should definitely run. Of course, with this naval situation, this is just not good. Amberg doesn't care about all those cruisers, and he could easily kill those. Smasher is running now, which is the correct move. And if Kaboomer, those subs here from mechfly, they should definitely be in this area. Don't know, I mean they probably wanted to prevent navy being built here, which is a good idea. This cruiser is still alive, having 40 kills. That's really Amberg's job to kill this. Mize not doing anything. He is building an Omni sensor here. Mize probably built that GC. Looks like this navy fight was really won by Kalitos. But of course, and it looks like Kaboomer has stabilized. Of course, the Cyber destroyers are really good against Tech 1 subs, especially with those stealth boats having a good torpedo defense also. So those will eventually go down. Now finally this cruiser after 43 kills and so much mass value killed might get taken out. Actually, I don't think it gets taken out. It's still alive. So now the GC is coming in. There are still 2 cruisers. Amberg being ignorant here. Don't know. This is just 2 Tech 3 torpedoes, and they would already have done a great job. Don't know, I mean they must really find a solution here, because with the navy shooting actually the GC might win. I'm not sure. We will see. Now of course the navy having the range advantage, and I think it would be a good move for Kaboomer to move those here and kill off this GC. It would be very nice for Smasher if he could get this dead in on his terrain, and it looks like Kaboomer killed off the cruiser finally. Now he's getting a transport to rebuild his island for like the third time or so. Looks like the GC is in some trouble. Of course, Kaboomer should keep his navy moving. You see the rockets hitting. Now a cruiser, destroyer is getting killed by cruisers. This should never happen. We see now Mize coming in, killing off the gunships. And there are mercies by Hamburg. It might be we see the first airfight of the game. No, we don't. Mize is retreating. This GC is just down to 13k. I think it will go down here. 6k, 5k. Looks like it's numbers for Kaboomer here. So 500 HP. Last mercy hitting. GC down. Of course, I don't think it will leave a wreckage here. Actually, it does. Because there was no naval reclaim back then, but it seems the GC leaves a wreckage here. So someone should really get it. I don't see the reason why Smasher is not rebuilding his mexes. He really should. It looks like he's getting a huge power spam. I don't know what he's doing. He's getting some kind of upgrade. Maybe with this huge power spam he's planning teleport or something. I don't know. However, there is no excuse, those mexes have not been rebuilt. It actually looks like Kaboomer is about to win the navy. And actually, with all those action taking place, I am kind of missing the left-hand naval action, and it looks like Kalitos is pushing. However, I think there is so much build power on here, and with this force, and he will probably not succeed. But again, it's hard to tell which units belong to whom. We just see, well, this force is just 4 destroyers, 3 destroyers, and this Kalitos really should retreat and should not send any more units in, because he will not succeed. I don't know, Syndicalist has double rise. I don't know, he's probably out doing some tech upgrades. Yes, he does. We see the force max going to tech 3, but now he should really walk his commander out, because this is trouble for him. This is actually a very bad place to be. Kaboomer should probably not move those that close. They actually get so close they get shot by Tech 1 PD, so Kaboomer lost the cruiser here for no reason. Looks like Kaboomer is retreating. I don't know why. I don't know why we don't see any Tech 3 Navy yet. Tech 3 Navy was very good from Seraphim. Hamburg. We see a huge engineering station, spam plant. And this looks like a nuke launcher. We see almost all Tech 3 here. We still see a couple of Tech 2 maxes for Kaboomer here, actually quite a lot. We still see Tech 1 maxes, of course they got killed off when they were already Tech 3. We see huge drops planned for Kaboomer. And we see some Tech 2 bombers, so Kaboomer is planning something over here. But of course, if they have an Omni sensor, which I think they do here, they will see the drops and Mize will be able to kill them off most likely. Smasher still getting some insane upgrade. Oh no, this is just Tech 3. Let's look what he has here. He has teleport. He is now getting Tech 3 and he does have the gun. I don't know what he's planning, but this is strange. He still has not rebuilt his mexes and now he's rebuilding them. I don't know. Smasher is playing a strange game here. Here's the Eye of Ryan. He's now getting an Omni sensor. And we see the chicken is halfway done. We see another GC that has been built, maybe by Mize, I don't know. Now we see the drops incoming, but if they pay attention, now they should see them on radar. We actually see another GC here coming in from Mize. No one is pinging. Mize is not paying attention yet. They actually ping the GC, but not all those drops. This is not good. So not a lot of attention by the South team. Now we actually see a lot of this is I think 10, this is 40 Mantis. There are more drops incoming. No one cares, no one pings. So these drops will land also. Nice success by Kaboomer, because the south side was well asleep, so they have a huge land force in their base now. And on the other side it looks like MisterWHITE is now pushing. It's hard to tell. We actually see Tech 3 Navy Air Factory spamming Tech 2 bombers for Kalitos. This force will hurt. This position will be lost and it will force Mize to spam gunships. Actually, those transport also escaped. So, in terms of Navy, it looks like Kaboomer has to retreat for now. Of course, he just has one factory. I don't know why. Actually, I don't know what he's doing, but he should have a huge mass. Yeah, he has 15,000 mass stored. So this is like 7 destroyers. He really needs to put more on this naval production. Smasher. I don't think they know how many T4s are up front. This is not so good scouting by Emberg, who actually hasn't done anything the whole game other than spam ASF. Now this is a nice drop. Today this would take probably the transport would be in the air in a pro game when this GC was about to die, but in this game it took maybe another 5 minutes game time for someone to decide to get this juicy 20k of mass. We see maybe Smasher. He doesn't know, but I think he's experienced enough and he has a feeling this is another T4 and he has just one up, so actually Smasher has 15k mass stored This is a very strange game with Smasher. Now we see the nuke being pinged, but of course the nuke won't stop. 3 incoming T4s. And there is Mize's commander. This is unlucky for Smasher. I think he realized with the planes above his head, he realizes that they will see him. He moved to another place. Those mantis are still alive. With the third, we see this GC took a long way through water. I think, don't know, this doesn't look like it's going very fast. Let's check numbers on the ASF. We see 235 by Mize, who actually has built 3 GC. And we see 318 by Emberg, who's on unit cap. So if Emberg doesn't take a very bad turn here, he will now win air overwhelmingly. Mize should. Mize has another GC up, so Mize built 4 GCs already here at 31 minutes. If he invested all that mass into ASF, he would have 500 and would win air now, but as it is, the first air fight takes place. And this looks like a sure win for Emberg. We see actually 2 unknown units. So Smasher must know there's something coming up, but of course if they win air, Emberg can stop those. Emberg still has. Actually, he got a couple from Kalitos as well, so he has still well over 300 ASF left. And Mize, on the other hand, has 80 left, so will be a huge air win, and it will definitely change how this game is played. We now see this is good stuff by Carlos. He realized that they win air. He kept the bombers back of his base for a long time, and now, right when they win air, he starts killing off the AA first, and then going to kill off MisterWHITE's island maxes. Mize should definitely get more SAM launchers up. Now he gave those to Smasher. Of course, what is this? Emberg is quitting the game. I hope this doesn't desync now. This is unusual, especially because he was just winning the game. I know he sometimes rage quits when he's losing, but he usually doesn't quit when he's winning. So there must be some kind of emergency. But Mize should definitely get a Tech 3 engineer out of those. I think he does now. He needs to spam SAMs all over the place. Now things start to get ugly for MisterWHITE also. He doesn't have any SAMs in his base. He should definitely get some. He's sending a cruiser to save the rest of his island. However, we see a lot of subs by Kalitos. So this navy still is not decided. This is trouble. The front base will probably go down here. Smasher still has not finished his chicken, his second GC. They must definitely spam. Probably Smasher is unit capped. No, he isn't. I don't know why he doesn't spam units. Maybe he hasn't realized. But this is not good micro Sunny. I mean, of course you want to kill the pigeons, but you can kill the pigeons later after killing the GC first. Someone must do something. Smasher now getting strategic bombers. And now he has mercies, but this base is gone just because of the slow reaction time. Now there are still not a lot of SAMs, but now that's probably 10 to 15 SAMs, and Smasher should retreat here. Now they have lost their Omni, they don't see anything. Everything is getting killed. The whole front base got lost because they didn't pay enough attention. There is no flag from Syndicalist. This is not good. He has some flag, but he doesn't send them. Those factories outcome point should be switched to here, and actually I think it would be a smart choice to retreat those. They will just die and not do a lot. The next things they could kill would be here, here, or here, and they will not get that far. So it's time to turn and run home, not to leave them more wreckage. Smasher still doesn't retreat his ASF over those SAMs, but of course back then the SAMs did not do splash damage, and it would take a whole lot longer, right? If it was played today, those 300 ASF would have been dead by now. There would not be a single one left. So it looks like MisterWHITE hold off the push by Kalitos yet again, and of course back then there was no naval reclaim, so it was going back and forth more often, because now if this push would have failed, White would have a lot of reclaim, and the next push would just be game ending. I don't know why all those, actually maybe those will do damage, I don't know. Smasher still making mercies. Actually he should have. Smasher is full of mass. Actually, where is Smasher's commander? Smasher has a nice base here with Tech 2 PDs. It looks like they're put on hold fire, but mechfly should see him. No, he doesn't. Well, he sees the PD there. Now Smasher is retreating, and he should definitely... I'm not sure. This is very risky what Smasher is doing. Actually, there is no flag. So, Syndicalist looks like he made the right choice. I didn't think... what happened here? Oh. Looks like mechfly quit. Don't know why he quit. I don't think he was killed. Or maybe he died to the BD by Smasher, but Smasher is still risking a lot. Of course, they have a good recruit replacement with Syndicalist here. Actually, those GCs did kill off 3 or 4 Tech 3 maxes, so, but of course 4 Tech 3 maxes is not worth 50k mass. So I think I would have preferred them to get back, wait for the flag and come back. But I think Syndicalist knows there is something going on there. He's now sending in interceptors to scout, and now they see Smasher. Smasher is in real danger because he should send his ASF over here. Actually, he doesn't have any ASF. He just has some strategic bombers left. So Mize, I think Smasher needs to leave, and yeah, he does. He knows they saw him. It's a pity because this one was almost done, like 75%, but it will just take a very short time until he will be dead if he stays there. We already see the mercies incoming from Mize. But Smasher will be out in time, so it was exactly the right time. If he would have tried to finish this one, he would have died. We see a lot of strategic bombers now for Smasher. He's trying to kill someone. Of course, I don't know if there is someone to kill. I don't see the commander for Mize. Where is Mize commander? I cannot see it. Mize commander is here. This would, if you would get those strategic bombers in somewhere, this pass, Mize might die. Of course there is some SAMs, but Mize is also standing next to some explosive stuff, so it looks like Smasher is retreating. This Navy fight is still not decided. However, with all those Tech 3 subs, it looks like a slight advantage for the bottom side, although he should definitely use the range. Those subs had a huge range back then. And you can see, I think they could shoot here. So I think Kaboomer is in some trouble here. Looks like Kalitos is the one with the most attention in this game for the top side. He's the only one reclaiming. No one is rebuilding. I don't know. This is very untypical for Smasher. He was probably doing something else. He's usually very attentive. Don't know, the nuke is paused. Does Smasher have power problems? No, he doesn't. I don't know why this nuke is paused. He should load it and shoot it. What is Smasher doing? Not anything. What is Kaboomer doing? Building spiders. This is, I don't know why he's building a spider. Not needed. Now we see good stuff by Kalitos, who's really playing a good game, I think. He's up against MisterWHITE. He was never really in danger of losing. Will this go down? Nope, it will survive. I think Mize is paying attention this time. Maybe this one goes down. No. This one will also survive with a few HP, and this one will also survive, but he killed off a couple of maxes. Not sure if it was worth it, but now Kaboomer should definitely retreat his subs. Looks, I don't know, no one. He finally has another factory up, which is definitely good. But against the Tech 3 subs, it will be a pain later on. He is doing, this is good. Tech 2 torpedo bombers, they are always good against subs. Of course they have AA if they submerge. I don't know. No spider not doing anything. Does Kaboomer... I missed this. Something must happen to this island yet again. I don't know what it was, but it seems... This looks like Restorer, so probably Mize sent his Restorer killing off the island. I completely missed it. Kaboomer should send transport once more. And Kaboomer sucking up the mass, this is good. You see he's planning on rebuilding those maxes to Tech 3, which is also good. But we can see from the storages he has a lot of mass stored. I don't think you should ever have 20k mass stored while still in a navy fight. I don't know what Smasher's plans are. Did he finally unpause the nuke? Yes, he does. He's running out of power. He's using an insane amount of mass. What is that for? He built a nuke D here. That was. He has also a lot of mass stored. We see spiders and megaliths being built in the base for some defense purposes. I think you would suggest they should give those masks to Kalitas. He's really, I would say he's probably playing the best game out of all players here. Now it looks like they're trying to snipe Syndicalist, which will be a fail, I think. But let's see if it works. We see flag cruisers. We see 2 Tech 2, 3 Tech 2, a Tech 3 shield. I think this will be... Oh, actually those are Tech 3 torpedo bombers, so if they all drop and not hit the land's edge, Smasher looks like they will they will kill him. Yeah. But it was not... Oh, actually Smasher did that good, I think. I missed those were Tech 3 torps, I thought they were Tech 2. Smasher wanted to take down the Tech 3 shield and then the Tech 3 torps to hit Syndicalist. So Syndicalist goes down here at minute 40. This is a big loss for the bottom side. With these Tech 3 torps waste no time being put to use on the Navy here. We now hear a nuke being launched. Let's check. This is a nuke by MisterWHITE. What happened here? He just control-K'd factories. Mize also has a nuke. Mize also has a huge bodyguard. So Mize is safe. We now see the base given to different players. Mize will be on unit cap big time, I would think. Yes, he is. He cannot build any units. He's overflowing 500 mass. This is bad. He must control case some engineers or give to MisterWHITE. MisterWHITE actually is almost also unit capped, so this is bad for the bottom side. They must get rid of some engineers and replace them with higher tech engineers, or of course with more engineering stations. But this is bad. They must use the power, the mass. MisterWHITE is getting engineering stations, which is a good choice. Also, he's getting aircraft carriers to spam more air, but it looks like they don't have the power for it. And White is pushing once again. I think they lost. Did they lose their Omni? No, they have an Omni. This is bad for the bottom side because they have no outcome. It looks like Mize got rid of some engineering power and now can finally build again. You can see he's not wasting that much mass anymore. I think in this position I would start building something big. And he has 55k power mass stored, and MisterWHITE has also 30, so that's 80k mass stored. The Paragon is like 250. I think it was like 300 back then. I think they should definitely start one. They should. How much was the Paragon back then? 250. Yeah. So they should definitely get a Paragon. It looks like Mize has no ASF. I don't know if he can showcase his ASF or what. Or maybe I missed an airfight. Now MisterWHITE trying to win once more, but there was no air support, and Smasher spamming huge Tech 3 torpedo spam. This Navy will definitely die. There's nothing they can do. On the other hand, now we finally see the two spiders trying to get through, but a chicken under shield with some Tech 3 Navy might actually stop those. We see a third spider in the water. This was probably selected with those, and to change its direction would have been smart to walk it in here. We see Smasher down in the corner. Even this is probably the safest place, he thinks. Although I don't know why he's here. He could also be here. It might be a bit safer. We hear another nuke being launched. This one is from Mize. I think it will kill Kaboomer's naval production, which is not covered by the nuke D, of course. And this will be trouble for Kaboomer then. Looks like Kaboomer actually has the advantage over here, and with the Tech 3 torp that can go over here soon. I think, well, actually it looks like Mize has more ASF now. Of course, Smasher was producing Tech 3 torpedoes for the last couple of minutes. I think Smasher realized it and switched back to ASF now. Yes, he does. His nuke is loaded but not shot. Maybe he's waiting for a good target. We see two spiders here not being put to use. They were here for defensive purposes. Also, we see a Megalith here. I think they should have coordinated that a bit better, because if those spiders were here with the two spiders that are already here, they could really walk the front over now. Those should definitely be split. I think Kaboomer does it now, because you don't want both to take damage from those big splash balls. They get the chicken down. This one, spider should walk like a circle. It definitely should not walk through the lightning ball, but it seems it will. And the lightning ball will kill the first spider probably, unless it gets lucky. Looks like it is down to 90 HP. The spider was 90 HP, but looks like it's getting shot now. One shot will kill it. 30 HP, bam, it goes down. The spider taking damage on the lightning ball, which it shouldn't. Kalitos looks like he has stopped producing Navy. Those Tech 3 torps should kill these things here. Or they should kill the Tech 3 subs probably. Smasher does it now. Looks like MisterWHITE finally got a decent air production up also. Those come from those aircraft carriers. This is a good choice. I think Smasher is not really sure if he should fight or not. I think he decides not to. We see more Tech 3 subs. We see Tech 3 torpedo bombers taking care of it, but I think those 3 destroyers that are left will die. We see the spider still alive on 24 kills. But we see another GC. Is this a bodyguard? Yes, but It's replacing the bodyguard. So this GC will put a hold to the spider, most likely. The spider will kill most of this before dying. This is loading a nuke, but I think it will go down now by the Tech 3 torps. Kaboomer has lost his naval production. He's rebuilding, but this is insane slow. He has all those Tech 2 transports. He should have built power. I bet Kaboomer is still having a huge mass. Yeah, he still has 20k in mass stored. He does it finally. Took a bit too long, but he will get the build power back on the naval production. Because of course Smasher can't do this forever. And we see, what is this? This is scouts. But they saw it so late. If those were strategic bombers, Kalitos would be dead by now. But they got lucky. It seems like Smasher is having power issues. Because he has an Omni here, they should have seen the scouts earlier. Smasher decided it was not so nice to be in the corner and went back to the lake here. So I think he probably moved to the corner when the nuke was in the air, so because he might not have been sure this was loaded.
Strategic launch detected.
We hear another nuke. This one is by MisterWHITE again. MisterWHITE getting huge power. He gave a couple of pigeons to Mize, who has basically stopped building his base now. He should definitely keep expanding. Well, he's building. Takes 3 pigeons slowly. He has another nuke, so 3 nukes for the bottom side. We see a nuke D here. We do not see a nuke D here. Does Mize have another nuke D in the back? Yes, he does. It's loaded with 6 already. So we now see going for the island yet again. This is a Tech 1, makes a couple of Tech 2, and the back ones are Tech 3. So Kaboomer is basically rebuilding this island for the whole game. Every time he has it back, it's gonna die again. This looks like, unluckily for MisterWHITE, this was not the best placement. Actually, he killed the Tech 1 and the Tech 2 mechs, and the Tech 3 and the surrounded Tech 2 mechs survive. So this was lucky for Kaboomer. Now we see a nuke by Kaboomer himself. He is, it looks like, shooting for beach with this. This is a very good nuke now. We see the subs using their AA shooting the ASF. He should retreat. Smasher should retreat. Does he do it? I think he realized for a second, moved them a bit, but in terms of Navy, it looks like White definitely has more here. And I mean, this is a lot of destroyers. This is 23 destroyers. Against 18 subs and 1 battleship, so this was definitely a bigger force. Smasher killing off the subs yet again. Now he's going for the left side, so Smasher actually changed from being not that attentive to being very attentive. I think he's doing a good job now. Do we see any big projects planned? No, we don't. We see 1 nuke D, and we see another nuke D. This one should definitely be shielded. Actually, this whole place should be shielded. It's worth a lot, so an unshielded nuke D is always an easy target. And a Smasher, no, Kalitos is in power trouble. What's up? It looks like he already has lasers, so he's probably going for teleport. But of course this late teleport is such a huge risk, and it looks like Smasher flew in his ASF more or less blind. I don't think he had good radar coverage there. But of course Smasher is one of the best air micros. Actually, I remember we did like a 5-hour ASF fighting with Smasher, V, Syndicalist and some others, and Smasher was really beating everybody almost on. We tried with different numbers, but Smasher was just by far the best air micro. And you can see here, I think he had inferior numbers, but he really won big time here. Carlitos coming in with his ASF also. So now air is won by the top side. We see this is perfect actually. He already had the bombers ready. I said in the other cast, I think V was playing air, and she waited like she didn't wait long. She started really quick, but I mean ideally you have the bombs ready when winning air, because now those can really hardly be defended, and if MisterWHITE does not go into the water, he will be dead now. He is getting an upgrade. This was probably teleport. He does not have laser yet. It's a tech-3 commander under shields, but this is a lot of strategic bombers, and MisterWHITE has no chance of escaping. He will be blocked by the bomb, and MisterWHITE goes down. And of course back then the Kaboomer explosion did a lot of damage, so you can see this whole base going down. All the pigeons are gone, the nuke is gone, the nuke D is gone, and MisterWHITE is gone. So this is I think this is GG. Also this base will die most likely, unless Mize control Ks all his engineers, which he should immediately do if he wants to play on. You see, this was probably like 30 destroyers. All the aircraft carriers went down. Actually he kept some of the maxes, but Mize is alone now. He doesn't have air, and he will be unit capped as much as possible. Actually he isn't unit capped. I don't know why he isn't unit capped, but what is this now? This looks like a spider. This is cool stuff. So it looked like Carlitos finally put the spiders to use after 50 minutes, and they sneaked through MisterWHITE's navy, and they will do a lot of damage to what's left of the space. However, we see 2 GCs coming in. Mize is building Restorer now. They were really powerful back then, and this is 3599. And now we see another snipe. This is good stuff by Smasher. I think he will go for the nuke D here, and he does go for the nuke D. The last bomb kills it. So don't know. I think this was probably, you see, Carlitos died also. Actually, it was just Carlitos who died. Mize is still alive. Did Mize finish his bodyguard? No, I don't know. This must have been the Restorer. Mize is standing here with 5k HP, but all the strategic bombers died. We hear a nuke by Kaboomer. We hear another nuke. Probably there is another nuke loaded. Yes, there is. So Mize getting hit by the nuke. Actually, this was not the perfect placement. I mean, this is not the best target anymore. It's just 3 pigeons left. They will, if they had tried to, I think this one had already a lot of nucleus loaded. So this has 6. So Mize will be safe for quite some time. Of course, Mize should build navy here. This is a huge number of strategic bombers. I think they're trying to snipe, but maybe Mize gets lucky and... Nope. Successful snipe attempt on the nuke D for Mize, or actually against Mize for Smasher. We see another spider coming in. I think this was the one that... No, maybe this... This
Strategic
monkey
launch
lord is
detected.
taking a break out of the game for the last half an hour. This is probably the last nuke of the game. Mize has no nuke D left. Actually, Mize defended up here very well. He had the GCs ready. This spider will also die to all those restorers now. Actually, this is quite a huge number on restorers, but the nuke D went down. Mize's base is gone. He has another nuke D up, which will slowly load.
Strategic launch detected.
Actually, we hear another nuke. I would think that this nuke hits here now. And Mize has basically nothing left. He has 3 pigeons over here, a couple of pigeons here. I think he doesn't try to run. Actually, he tries to run once more, but I hope this will be... No, tragically Mize survives with 2.5k, and we see a Megalith coming in. Actually, this base was... It looks like... I missed what happened here, actually, to be honest. I don't know. I really don't know. Anyway, maybe this base died to the unit cap, don't know. Or maybe some nuke hit there. I really missed it. Sorry guys. I don't think it makes that much of a difference. We see a Soul Ripper for Smasher coming in. Mize is still running. He's trying to escape under those shields. But he has no air protection. He doesn't have an air factory. He has 5 SAMs, 4 SAMs, that's all is left. And there is a Soul Ripper. And the Soul Ripper will probably take care of Mize now. And boom, that's Mize going down. Actually, I think this was a pretty entertaining game all over the place. Luckily for us, it didn't desync. Yeah, I think it was an interesting game. Fast-paced, a lot of action, and I hope you enjoyed.